Um, so apparently I just talked for 15 minutes and I wasn't actually live due to my slow internet. Um, that's embarrassing. But no, oh, there's three people watching this. Hello. Yeah, so I was, I guess, live streaming for 15 minutes. And because of my slow internet, I guess I wasn't technically live streaming. So, whoops. Uh, so I'm sorry that this is late now. Um, Hopefully my internet doesn't. Oh, can you hear me? Shoot. Let me see. Um, do you hear any audio? Oh, okay. Wow, I'm just an awkward mess today. But anyway, hi, how are you guys doing? I'm sorry this is late. Again, my internet was slow, so I switched to a different internet, and hopefully that works better. Um, so I think only 50 minutes actually happened of the last live stream, which I'm assuming that means then I didn't actually reveal to anybody the coloring book page of the week. Um, so I'll do that now. Uh, I printed it out. And I realize that this is probably backwards for all of you just because of the camera. Um, but it won't be when I share it on Twitter after this live stream. So this is the little drawing, coloring book page 1 for this week. Um, and I'll be sharing after this live stream, like I just said, on Twitter. Um, so you can print it out, color it in, do whatever you want. I just thought that this could be a little fun side activity um, for me to make and share with you guys and interact with you more. And I don't know, it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. Uh, and next week's is going to be very different. I'm thinking of doing like some monster characters and stuff. So every coloring book page is going to be very different. Some will be similar to that style, but they're all going to be very different. Um, well, a question. Do you work as an artist full time? I don't. I wish I did. Um, I'm currently in a, I guess you'd say, limbo phase of my education work process, cool world. And so while I'm pursuing or going back to school for some, medical career, I'm doing art just on my own. Um, so it's just something I do in my free time. Although ideally, once I'm done school, I'll have a full time like medical job, and then on the side, I'll do all my art and creating and stuff. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. That's part of what I wanted this time to be, besides revealing the coloring book page. But and we won't keep this too long because I don't know. I feel like I'm boring, so I don't want to keep people too long. But if you have questions, of course, ask. Let's see. Um, what would you want to do medically? A nurse? Just curious. Um, well, since going back to school a couple years ago, I've kind of flip flopped on what I actually want to do. And now it's looking, or my interests seem to be for doing something with sonography or, um, ultrasound, but uh, in some maybe specific way. I'm not sure yet because I just feel like that's a very hands on technical um, position, and you kind of have to have a good eye for trying to find things. And it sounds interesting. I've done research on it. So at least at the moment, that's the current plan, but I have cycled through everything from doctor to, you know, I don't know, dentist, everything. Just I for a long time didn't quite know what I want to do, but I think now I finally do, hopefully. Let's see. You should save the art pages and make your own coloring book. I do intend on doing that. So by the end of, how many weeks and months and however long I do this for, I'll, maybe put them together and, you know, put them into an actual book of some sort. That'd be fun. And also, it's kind of dark, but my cat is back there jumping up on the her cat tree. So if you hear anything weird or see anything kind of move back there, that's probably her. um, and then I guess I can talk about for next week. I have I'm only taking actually one science course this semester, and it's a very hard science course. And my final is actually on Tuesday, which is scary, but also I'll be very glad to be done with that class. And so I think for Monday's video, I'm still gonna have a video, but it'll probably be like a traditional ASMR video, not a role play. But then Wednesday will be a fun role play of some kind to make up for that. Oh, I mean, I think I'm boring, but I don't know. I'm also weird, so, you know, I guess that's fine. Thank you for not thinking I'm boring. Um, it's weird because people, in my real life, most of them, except for my parents and my sister, don't know that I do ASMR, which is fine. And I would, I'm always like, would people think it's weird? Would they judge me too much? Whatever. But to most people, I am very shy, boring. I'm that person, which I am because, I do have some degree of social anxiety, although that's so greatly improved over the last years, especially being on YouTube. But I don't know, they think of me as this quiet, person who, like, I, I don't know, I don't think they could imagine me doing this or dressing up in weird costumes and um, doing this kind of thing. But, I'm weird at heart, and I guess they just don't know me very well. Are there any videos that you guys would like to see um, in the future? Obviously, I haven't pre-filmed anything yet, but role play ideas or just appeal to you. A perfume video. It's a good idea. I don't have a lot of perfumes. I have a lot of. I really have gotten into essential oil, and I have like these essential oil roller sticks that I really like using instead. But at some point, if I acquire some, I certainly will do that. I've had them in the past. Alien video. I know those are really fun to do. I mean, I've only ever done like the alien nurse ones, I guess, but absolutely. And I do want to bring back my Richard character because it's always fun to play a dude and talk about being abducted by aliens and keeping your zombie wife in a shed. That's always very fun. I'd like to see Rosie. Yeah, a lot of people like that. I'll have to. That was the one where it was like in the underworld and you know, you got a job in the underworld after you died or something. And Rosie was this character with half her face was kind of weird and deformed. She must have died in a weird way, but she had kind of like a New York accent or, something like that. And I haven't done that in a long time, so I'll have to practice, but certainly I'll do that again. Well, I'm glad the videos help with your migraines. I don't personally get migraines, but my sister does, and I've suggested ASMR for her a few times, and I think sometimes it helps her. Um, Not always, but I'm glad that the videos help with that, certainly. Also, I'm so grateful that this stream is working because the previous one didn't. And I was like, what's happening? But this is so far working out. So that's very nice. Mhm. Oh, the Joker roleplay. Yes, I could definitely do another one of those. Although, well, I'll do it anyway. It just, even though it really shouldn't be, it might have to be one of those videos that gets marked as for kids, which is silly and ridiculous just because they mentioned something like comic book characters as being for kids, with FTC and COPPA. I really hope all that stuff is not as bad as it seems, but I might have to play along, well, I will have to play along. But definitely I'll do another Joker video. That's also a very fun makeup look to do, with the ripped mouth and, just the dark circle eyes and, you know, it's fun and I don't know. I swear, like so many people in my life, they would never think I would do any kind of any of this. Like the weird characters, they just think, oh, Grace is so shy and reserved and she's this and that. But no, I mean I am, but I'm also weird and this is how I express myself. Oh yeah, when I played the old Grace from the future, I forget how old I said I was in that video. I would love to do another video where I'm like a grandma because that was fun. It was fun doing the makeup. It was fun having a funny voice. And like I would like, have tremor my hands and that was really fun. Um, that would be definitely something I'll do again. Absolutely. Makeup collection show and tell. I could do that. I don't have a lot of fancy makeup. I I mean, yeah, like I mostly just buy like drugstore makeup and then whenever it's Halloween, I'll go to Walmart and other places that sell Halloween makeup and like bulk buy a bunch of stuff for the year kind of thing. But maybe at some point, let's see. Where do you see ASMR being in the future? Um, well, when I started, and I'm actually coming up on my 6th-year anniversary, which is crazy. That's I feel old, even though I'm not, but, I was 19 when I started, now I'm 25, and uh, wonderful. Let's see. Um, but I think because when I started, it was still kind of I don't know, people thought it was weird, it wasn't as well known. It certainly wasn't the beginning of when ASMR came around, and I think at one point when I was not a part of it, it was called the Whisper community, but I wasn't a part of that then. I joined in 2014, the very beginning of that year. Um, but like, even in YouTube Rewind, which was a terrible video, but last year they mentioned ASMR. ASMR is in the news more, and it just seems like it's more respected now. Even advertisers are using ASMR, to advertise. And so I think if that just continues, more people will know about it and it'll be more socially acceptable. So I think it's just gonna thrive and grow, and more people are gonna come to the community. So that's just what I think. I hope so because it does stress me out. Like if you know I was working somewhere and they found out and they're like, "Oh, well, this is you know too weird for us. We're gonna fire you." That's always a concern, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Let's see. Um, Answer this. I just joined. Uh, Costume makeup tutorials in the future, maybe. Oh yeah, I've had that requested before, like actually showing the process of doing makeup. Um, I will absolutely do that. I don't have a process. Most of the time, I'll just sit down at my makeup mirror without even knowing what character I'm gonna do, and I just start slapping paint and makeup on my face, and then, as I'm doing it, I kind of see a character coming forth, and then I'll start talking to myself in weird voices if, it's gonna require such a thing. And then, I'll think of, okay, well, what can the story be of this video that I'm gonna do? But yeah, that'd be fun to do at some point, definitely. Thank you for asking. I think videos that aren't role plays but are more personal are also super relaxing. Yeah, definitely. I've done those before, just general, like, I think one video did pretty well was, like was titled like Everything's Gonna Be Okay, but it was obviously just me kind of, I don't know, being comforting, but as myself. And I can definitely do more of those videos. Those are fun to make. And for anyone who just joined, I'll just show it again. But this is the coloring book page for this week. Um, it's done in my more traditional um, style that I do with the layering of patterns and doodly stuff. And, each week they'll be very different, but there it is, if you didn't see that already. Um, let's see. Video of you slapping makeup on in the whole process. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I've seen, I think, like, Ephemeral Rift in a few videos, even, like, at the end, or, like, randomly, like, to be kind of creative, had bits and pieces of himself transforming into a character. And so I could definitely do that. Um, absolutely. Alien Covenant roleplay using the David character going through his experiments of xenomorphs. Maybe, potentially, yes. And I'm hoping to. I still have all my old props and stuff, but I feel like it's time, or it should be time soon for me to get some new ones, because as much as I love the old ones, it gets kind of boring and repetitive to reuse stuff I have. So maybe if I can get some better materials at some point, I can do some cooler role plays like that. And also, since I'm back at school, I've um, moved back in with my parents and family, so it's very fun. But my bedroom is where I film. It actually has two beds in it because it's also the guest bedroom, and so I just have this tiny wall at the moment to film, like, against. So I don't have like a ton of room to like make a whole set, which is frustrating. But I'm sure I can think of more creative ways to spice it up, because I know a lot of my videos lately have just been, here's a blank wall, a few objects placed in the background, but do what I can. And thank you all for the very sweet comments. Let's see. Embrace your inner weirdness. Exactly. I have to. If I don't, then I don't feel like myself. And that, I guess that's because I'm also an introvert, obviously, or maybe it's not obvious, but I am. And for me, I'm very shy when I first meet people. But then, after a few times of meeting them and getting to know them, my weird side comes out, and they're like, "Oh my god, you're so different." But yeah, it works. Um, let's see. Um, and I don't think I think this was mentioned in my last live stream that didn't work out, but I was talking about how I do want to do a Christmas special this year. Um, so, like, it would have three characters, maybe more, and it would have some kind of story plot line where they're all kind of interconnected. Because I've done that, I think, twice. I had that maze role play that had like five characters in it, and then like Elevator Macabre. It's so funny 'cause, like, I'm not that much older from when I started making videos, but, like, I look back on those videos and I seem so young and I still have a vast imagination that, my god, I don't know, it was even more powerful back then, and I can really see the innocence there. Um, but, I wanna do a Christmas special, that has multiple characters, and maybe that would be, like, the one video of that week, but I just thought that would be kind of special to do this year. Let's see. How did you get so good at making these costumes and characters? And what show do you think has really good costume design? I mean, I wouldn't call myself great at costumes and characters, like makeup, because I'm self-taught with all that, but like I literally don't know what I'm doing. And I look at some people like the YouTuber like Made You Look or whoever, they're just or Glam and Gore, they're just so amazing. But for me, I've just, it's just kind of fooling around, seeing what I can do on my own. But thank you. And then what shows do you think have really good costume design? Um, well, it's hard to say. I haven't been watching a lot of shows lately, but even just, if you take like the show The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, which is set um the 40s. It's set in the 40s. I mean, just the fact that, there's so many like background artists, and this is what always amazes me because costumes need to be made not only just for, the main actors and actresses, like everybody has to be in costume, and the sets need to fit the time period, the cars, everything, and obviously a lot of these are filmed on studios, so they can manipulate and make sure everything's period. But it's still amazing to me. But I think the costumes, even though that's not like monsters and stuff, I still think that that shows, they do a exceptional job there. Trying to think. Oh, I really liked, oh god, what was it called? It's like a cyberpunk Netflix show. They did get renewed for a second season, but it hasn't come out yet. Dang, that show, whatever that is. Um, I like the whole cyberpunk theme, and I think that show did it really good. Yes, Altered Carbon, thank you. I liked the costumes in that, and I loved the fact that there was like an Edgar Allan Poe themed hotel. I don't know, just I love that show. I'm grateful that there's gonna be another season. It's just like, come on, it's been like 2 or 3 years, but I think it's coming out early next year anyway, so thank God, because I miss that show. Let's see, did I miss anything? I just rambled for a bit. Oh, a Krampus role play. I've seen, there's been a few other artists who've done Krampus related or themed videos. Um, like I think, uh, Ardranila did one, and then Crinkle Lovin' ASMR. I think she did one too, but possibly. That'd be certainly a fun makeup to do. I'd have to get some horns or find a way to make them. Probably I wouldn't. I'd probably order them. Potentially. That would be really cool. I love the Krampus movie very much. I actually, at Universal Studios every year, they have like horror nights where they have these scary mazes, and I've been going every year for like the last 4 years. But I was there the year that they had the Krampus maze, and it's still my favorite. It smelled like gingerbread in there, and they had the little evil gingerbread men attacking you. It was really, really fun. um, Hermie ASMR, hey, how are you? I'm doing well. How are you doing? And to everyone leaving, again, nice comments. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, but yeah. And a goal of mine is to get a green screen. I don't think green screens are great for every video, but there's certainly some that you can just, enhance, the video and put you in a different setting when you're not able to do that yourself by like making a set. So I guess the goal for 2020 is to get a green screen and fool around with that. Um, but again, I don't have a lot of space, but I might be able to make it work. We'll see. Cornbread says, "Hi from Charlotte, New York, or North Carolina." Hello. I think my dad had a business trip there earlier this year. I've never been, but I need to honestly go to more states or just more places in the world. I haven't traveled much. I'm not much of a traveler. My sister has. My sister's studied abroad, and she likes to travel, but me, not so much. But what was it? Oh yeah, so I want to get a green screen in 2020, and that would be kind of a fun thing to do. Let's see. Would you recommend, Hermier Spar says, would you recommend Altered Carbon? It is in English. It's an English show. I personally would recommend it. Just like if you're into cyberpunk stuff, like even just for the visuals alone, I would recommend it. I just thought it was well done. I enjoyed it. Maybe it wouldn't be for everybody, but I liked it and I like the concept of it. I just thought it was interesting, personally. I'll donate. Do you have a donate page set up? Um, I don't at the moment. I used to have a Patreon when I was more active, um, but then I stopped it as soon as I felt like, I'm not posting as much anymore. So I might not right now, but if I really, because obviously I've come back so many times and then not stayed around, and I hate that I've done that, and it's been for a variety of reasons. But if I really take this serious, and for many months and like really back and uploading and doing it, I might consider reopening that. But at the moment, I don't. But thank you, though. That's very kind of you. Um, Green screen equals background drop. Yes, and there's a lot of different green screens you can get. Yeah, you can get some that just pull down, that are smaller. You can just buy green screen fabric and put that up, delaying. I don't know why, but I'll probably get one and just see what I can do with that. I heard there's an incredible cyberpunk game coming out soon. Oh yeah, Cyberpunk 2077. I can't tell you how badly I want to play that, but I have only a Mac computer, and Macs you can't play most games on it. The games I play are Sims 4. I just like the Sims 4, always have. I had the Sims 2 on my GameCube when I was a child. And, I love the Sims 4. And I have every single expansion pack for that. So that better always work on a Mac or I'll be upset because that's a lot of money. Then I play Fortnite sometimes. Not as much lately, but I definitely like Fortnite, and that runs on a Mac just fine. I really love The Long Dark, which is a survival game where you're in like the mountains in Canada, and it might as well be the apocalypse. I mean, it's just everything's covered in snow and everyone's dead, and you just try to survive in the wilderness. Love that game. And then the whole BioShock franchise, which I haven't played in a long time, but those are kind of the games that I personally like to play. Let's see. Is there any future role plays you want to do in future videos? Not specifically. I just, definitely maybe make some new characters, try some new things out, but I'll certainly go back to older characters as well, potentially. Thank you, Sunshine in the back. I'm glad to be back. I feel like I don't know, this time feels like and I really missed it and I feel ready to come back, I guess. So I'm hoping that this sticks. um, what is your favorite type of ASMR to make? I'm guessing role plays. Yeah, they're just more fun. I mean, the traditional ones are fun too, but obviously, you don't get to be someone else, and that's kind of the whole point. It's just fun to, even if it's not much of a crazy makeup look, it's just fun for me to be someone else or talk in a different way, or I don't know, it's definitely the role plays are my favorite. Let's see. Um, oh, hi, Mote. How are you doing? Um, Glad you could stop by real quick and say hello. It's very nice of you. I haven't played any of the Resident Evil games. I haven't, I'm not a gamer, but I like playing some games, basically, is how it is. Because originally I had, the first thing I ever had was a Game Boy, is it called an SD? Or, like the ones that was kind of, it would just flip. It was like a square, but, it'd flip open, whatever that was. And then I got a GameCube, and then I got a Game Boy DS, and then a Wii, which I didn't really use very much. And then now I just play games on my computer, but not much of a gamer. Are you pursuing forensic science sketch art? No, I'm not, but that's such a cool career. I don't think that'd be too much pressure for me, and I don't think I would. I'm not the best at doing portraits either, so I feel like I would do a terrible job, and I'd feel like I don't know if I could like draw someone just by description alone, because there's some people who are so skilled and amazing at doing that, but me, no. But it is a really cool profession. Um, have you tried the story mode from The Long Dark? I have. I've only gotten. I've I've done like the first part and then half of the second part of the story mode for The Long Dark, but I personally like just doing the free play mode where you just try to survive. I think it's more fun, and you're not bound to, fulfilling the story, because some of it's kind of boring to have to go do, but I did enjoy doing that, and maybe I'll continue the story mode. I know they just released like a new one where you play as, oh, it's the woman's name, I think so. That I might try playing, but yeah. Um, have you watched Maniac? I think so. Is that the one on Netflix, with Emma Stone? Um, I think it is. I did watch that, if that's what you're referring to. I really enjoyed that series, like mini series, I guess they called it, or limited series, I think. That was a really cool concept. Another bizarre TV show, but really cool concept. Let's see. It's hard to do, but how about a Monster Hunter Iceborne roleplay as the Monster Hunter Iceborne? I haven't played that game, so I wouldn't know the lore of it, but I could look into it potentially. And I'm hoping to do, or at some point get like a PC so I can actually like play a lot of games that I can't currently play, because it's driving me mad. There's so many games. I just, why, Max? Why do you have to do this to us? um, what are your favorite movies? Um, well, I like a lot of 80s movies, even though I was born in the 90s, but like The Lost Boys, Stand By Me, and then, God, off the top of my head, it's so hard. My sister would slap me silly. There's so many movies that we both enjoy that we always, I don't know, reference from. Ugh. Um, I don't know, I like every genre of movie. I'm blanking at the moment. I don't know why, but there's a lot that I do like. I do plan on making more singing videos. I haven't made any in a while, and I'm still practicing with my ukulele, getting better at that, kind of, not really. Kinda still the same, but, I'll definitely do more of those, thank you. What music artists do you like? I like so many different music genres. Like, often I will listen to jazz, or I really like lo-fi music, especially when I'm studying or something. Um, but, um but then also, like, alternative artists, like Aurora, or I even like Billie Eilish. I know some people don't, but I do. Um, and let's see. There's a fun band I like is Steam Powered Giraffe. Trying to pull up what music I've been listening to. I sometimes listen to them. London Grammar. I don't like so many different people. Old music, new music, every genre. I'm not picky when it comes to music. I'm pretty much always listening to music no matter what I'm doing. Um, play can understand as I wanted to play Ark Survival Evolved, but needed a powerful graphics card to play it. Was a pain. Yes, because I think Ark is available as a Mac game, but I hate the new MacBooks because they want you to get iCloud storage, and I don't know how that works. And I think you have to pay for it. So, like, I have a MacBook Pro that's like from 2017, and it only came with like 200 gigabytes, which is nothing. My older MacBook, which no longer works, pretty much, came with 500 gigabytes. So I'm a little mad about that because, I have to use so many portable hard drives, when I edit videos or whatever. But for games, it's better if they're like directly on the computer. And so, not only do I not have enough storage for those kinds of games, I don't think my MacBook would run a lot of them, which is sad. But I did want to play Ark, but I don't have enough space. um, Billie Eilish, though, she's 17 now or something, 16, 17. She just makes very, very alternative music. A lot of it's sad, depressed, about monsters. I think she said her last album was kind of trying to tap into people's fears, or different fears or something. I don't know. But she's just like a teenage artist who blew up and did really well. Um, oh, and I like Melanie Martinez as well. Um, I saw Melanie Martinez in concert like 3 or 4 years ago for her first album, and she just released her newer album, K through 12, which I actually think I might prefer a lot of it to her first one. I like both, but I enjoyed her new album. um, 30-year-old boomer status. You're not a boomer if you're 30. I mean, I'm 25, so I don't think you're a boomer. And that's such a funny thing going around the internet right now, um, calling everybody a boomer who's not like 20 and younger. Boomer is someone who's, like my parents' age, basically. My dad's like 70, so he's a boomer, but I wouldn't call you a boomer. But it is funny, like, I'm starting to feel myself, well, I'm not physically feeling older, but I don't know, just you start to not relate to the youngsters anymore. And I think that's just a sign of aging, getting old. Um, but yeah, I can't believe I'm already 25. So that's shocking to me. Because when you're a kid, time moves so slowly. And now it's just like this, like, for example, this last semester, it just like flew by. And I'm like, really? Finals are this week? Okay, sure. Why not? um, that's the biggest change I've noticed. Is just time flies by really fast. Yep. Boomer is almost more of an attitude than an age, I think. I guess so. I guess so. You know, you can be well, my uh, family always likes to tease me and say that I'm both 5 and 95 at the same time because I'm, you know, very immature and childish, but at times I can also be an old lady about things. So I get that idea. Let's see. Thank you, Sunshine in a Bag. I like your name. It's creative. Oh, and Tiara de Guelo is here. Hello. How are you doing? Um, he's one of my friends, so it's nice to see that he is here. And again, if anyone wasn't here earlier, this is the comic book, or I mean, comic color, well, coloring book page of the week. It's backwards because of the camera. It won't be when I share it later, but there it is. Um, yep. Let's see. And I think I'll always probably make the coloring book pages digitally. I just feel like it's easier and I can get cleaner lines than if I were to hand draw them and whatnot. Um, see, I play PC games back in the day and heard LaRue music. Wasn't that a singer, LaRue? I feel like it was, like when I was in high school. Someone, I don't know. Oh, don't call Tiara Boomer. I don't think he is. He's very hip. um, but yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for potential videos, just let me know. Although, like I said earlier, Mondays is going to be a traditional video just because I have a final on Tuesday. Woo! Packet that I made from the semester. And I've been working on making flashcards for all of that. And that's such a tedious and annoying process. But I have discovered in college that the only way I can memorize anything is by making flashcards. So it's what I have to do. The painstaking process. Although I was a young fool at one time and would buy paper flashcards and they would get, you know, disorganized and thrown everywhere. And they would just be everywhere. I'd have stacks and stacks of them on my desk and it would be a terrible mess and a waste of paper. Um, but now I use digital flashcards. Like I use Quizlet. Um, and often I can actually just copy and paste things and, you know, it's faster to make them. So that's what I do now that I'm a smart adult. Digital flashcards. Yes, LaRue is a music artist. She sings Quicksand. Did she also sing Bulletproof? Because if, yeah, let me see if I can pull up on my phone who I think you're talking about. I was obsessed with her like when I was a sophomore, whatever, in high school, and I wanted her haircut because her hair used to be, yeah. Oh my God, I used to be so obsessed with her style. Let me see. Obviously, this will be not the best picture. That's LaRue. And I wanted her hair as a young high schooler. Suggestion, sketch artist. Oh, and the Witch series. I could attempt a sketch artist. I couldn't be one in real life, but I certainly could do a role play as one. And then, yeah, the witch. I always love playing witches. It's fun. There's actually a cool store where I live, and they sell a lot of like crystals and witchy items. So I could probably get some new props from there. I was thinking, but definitely yes. Let's see the failures. Thank you, Mr. Relaxation ASMR. Oh yes, when I did the A Team cover, it's annoying though on YouTube. You know, whenever you do a cover, usually they get claimed in some capacity. Not usually a strike, but a claim. But it's worth it because you know what? I want to sing covers and I want to do what I want to do. Well, that was a cover I did kind of early on, I think. Still had very short hair, I think, but that's a good song. Thank you. Amy Film says, Grace, I know this is an odd request, but after finals, would you have time or be interested in a freelance illustration gig? Potentially. It's something I've been wanting to do. It's just a matter of me being confident enough to sell my art and, you know, have people pay me to do art for them. When I used to have a Patreon, one of the tiers was I would do, you know, a piece of art, whatever you wanted. So I did technically do that then, but it was always scary for me to do. But potentially, maybe. I don't know if I'm confident enough for that yet, but potentially. Thank you. Um, we moved into the true crime space, talented illustrators. Potentially. I don't know if my style would fit that kind of thing, but potentially be cool. Are you into short animations on YouTube? I love watching short animations. Yes. I'll watch a few animations on YouTube, like short films. I can't remember the names of any, but um, I love watching them. Um, yes. Which, I didn't make it to the movie through something for, well, it'll come out digitally and I'll see it then, but I really want to see it. Um, it looks just the adaptation of the Joker, and that looks very interesting. And I know everyone seems to have loved it who seen it, you know, so far. So I will get around to seeing it. And I know, I think a bunch of people have done uh, ASMR videos on it, and I can see why it seems like a cool concept. Pixar animation shorts are pretty cool. Good. Yes, I've always loved the Pixar animation shorts. It's cool that they do that for every Pixar movie. There's a new one that they play first. Um, I love those very much. And they've always been inspiring to me, I guess. Yes. Well, I think, you know, this has been really uh, better than I anticipated. I can't believe so many people came, and I'm very grateful. It was nice to answer a few questions and have a little chat and show off the new, or the first ever coloring book page. Um, but I think I'm going to end it here for today, just because I want to go study for my final, because it's going to be hard. But thank you guys for coming. I'm sure I'll do more of these. I'm glad at least the second attempt worked out. Um, and so yes, Monday will be a traditional ASMR video. Wednesday will be a role play of some kind. And then next Saturday, I don't know if I'll do another live stream, but there'll be another coloring book page. And after this live stream ends, I'm going to upload the coloring book page to Twitter, I think. So, excuse me. So feel free to download that, print it out, color it in, whatever you'd like to do. Um, but again, thank you guys for coming. I hope you have a great rest of your day, a peaceful mind, And I'll see you in the next one. All right. Bye bye, everybody.